Hey, what's up, guys? It's Solo Productions here with another video. Today, I wanted to talk about another story that I had. I haven't made a story time in a while because school ended, so I was kind of processing that. Um, and I thought that now that I'm out of middle school, it would be right to start telling stories from middle school because so far I've only told stories from elementary school, but now that I'm out of middle school, it's kind of okay to talk about middle school. So I thought that it would be cool to start off the first middle school story by telling the first day of middle school, what that was like for me, and what my experience was. And the reason I'm telling this is because it was so awkward. All right, I was the most awkward seventh grader. If you don't know, my middle school started with seventh grade and ended in eighth grade, so it was only for 2 years. It's kind of weird because most schools are like sixth, seventh, and eighth, but mine is just seventh and eighth. Um, so yeah, first day of middle school. I did not sleep at all the night before. That's how nervous I was. And around 3 or 4 in the morning, I kind of just realized I was like, I'm not gonna fall asleep. So I just like watched YouTube for the rest of the night. Um, and then I remember for some reason at like 5 or 6 in the morning, I was playing Star Wars: The Old Republic on my old really bad computer. And then at like 6 or 6:30, my brother woke up, who was a senior at the time. Um, so I was like, all right, it's the first day of middle school, and I was like, I was not excited at all. I was like, you're excited, but you're scared. That's how middle school is, like the very beginning of middle school. So I was kind of asking him what it's like to ride the bus to middle school, because the middle school and the high school buses like are connected. Um, so he was kind of telling me about that, and then the time came, got on the bus, and I remember I remember the first thing I said as soon as I walked onto the bus. I was so confused because I didn't know who anybody was, and I remember all I said was, "What do I do?" And I said it so loud, and people were like staring at me, and I just sat down in a random seat. So we get to school, and all of the seventh graders go into the main gym, and we all sit in the bleachers, and we have to listen to the principal kind of run us through what the year is going to be like. And I remember vividly, I hated that because, first of all, I was so tired because I did not sleep at all. Second of all, for some reason the bleachers hurt. They really hurt to sit on. Like they legit, it was like so wooden. It hurt your butt so much. And so when I got up to like go to my first period, I was freaking like stiff. I was like walking around like a freaking chimp. All right, so after that, we are sent to our first periods, or I thought that we were sent to our first periods, but in reality, we were not. We were sent to our homeroom, and that's gonna come into the story later on. So I go to my locker and I put my stuff in there. I'm trying to figure out how to open it, all that stuff. And then I go to my first period class, which was math. And I walk up to the room and I look in and I see a bunch of eighth graders. And I'm like really confused. So I go in there and I say, and everybody's like staring at me and they're like, dude, kid, what are you doing in here? And I was just like really awkward. And I was like, I don't know, this is my first period. And God, I was so awkward back then. So they're all like laughing at me and they're like, kid, you're freaking seventh grade, you shouldn't be in here. And I was so confused. So I just assumed like eighth graders and seventh graders can be in the same grade, like be in the same class. I don't know why I thought that. So I go and sit in like the corner of the room and everybody's like staring at me and wondering why I'm in there, and my face was so freaking red. And then another seventh grader comes walking in, and and he like is looking around really confused too, and he sits down next to me and he was like, dude, are we supposed to be in here? And I just shrug. And then the teacher comes in and she's like, why are there two seventh graders in my room? And everybody started laughing and I was so freaking embarrassed. Turns out we weren't actually supposed to go to our first periods. We were supposed to go to our homeroom, and I didn't hear him because I was so tired and I wasn't paying attention. So we get up and we go to our homerooms, which homeroom started like 5 minutes ago. So I was late. Literally on the first day of school, I was late, and that's the only time I was ever late to a class in my entire life. was on the first day of school. So I get to homeroom, and I come in, and the teacher was so freaking mad. He was like, why are you freaking late? And he was yelling and crap. And it was like 7 in the morning. It was my first day of school. It was horrible first impressions. And so I pull up a seat, and it's really awkward and embarrassing. And so we go through the day, and then when we get home, I sleep until 1 in the morning. And then I had to try to fix my sleeping schedule for the rest of the week. But yeah, it was funny just because of how I screwed up so much in the matter of like 20 minutes. So if you want me to give you advice for like the first day, because I know some of my viewers are just like now going into middle school or are still in middle school and need help with it, all I can really say is be everybody's friend. Don't make enemies. Making enemies is a really bad idea because it doesn't get you anywhere. Never get in a fight. If you want to successfully cheat off of somebody, you can't make it obvious. You have to well, something that I always did, and I think most people have done this. Always rip off a piece of the paper, like just a small piece, and then go to the trash can so that you can throw it away. But as you're going, look at somebody's test, like look over their shoulder, that as you walk by, process the image of that answer in your brain, and then when you get back to your seat, you can then write down that. That is the most efficient way. Any other things? Also, a good way to you can actually get profit in middle school by selling. I figured that the two most popular things to sell in middle school are pencils and gum. Pencils because middle schoolers always run out of pencils. Gum because middle schoolers always crave gum for some reason. You can sell those for a reasonable price, like 25, 50 cents, and you'll always it's going to there was like a black market in my school, and you can like trade with them. It's actually pretty cool. Also, it gets you a good rep, and you really want a good reputation in middle school. So yeah, that's most of the advice I have. So anyways, guys, I'm gonna go upload this. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and I will see you next time.